Alright, welcome to a new series. Today I'll be doing What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Meliodas. So, here's some background info. The 7 deadly sins will still be the same, but they won't be in Naruto verse. Meliodas will be one of the sons of Hagoromo, but Meliodas in this timeline, he won't be good as his normal side without using his demon side. He won't be nice. He's like Indra, but just way more he is way more power hungry and he hates everybody. So that's Meliodas' personality, and he gets reincarnated into Naruto. So let's get to the Naruto's attack. Kushina just gave birth to Naruto. Then, when Minato and Kushina see baby Naruto, they feel like a strange aura, like a demonic aura coming off of him, but yet so godlike, powerful. So they decide not to question it, not until when he gets older. So that's what happens. We skip the nurses and everybody else take baby Naruto to do a blood sample to see if everything is okay with Naruto. And that's until Minato hears a crash on the ground. Then he sees a masked man holding baby Naruto with the kunai at his neck. Baby Naruto, feeling threatened, would let out some of his demon chakra, which is Meliodas' demon form, and it'll actually take shape, slicing the kunai in half and not being able to use the kunai. When everybody in that room sees this, they are all surprised and wonder what is going on with Naruto, because they'd never seen this at all before. But legend goes around saying that every 500 years, and yes, it's been 500 years since 1,000 years since Meliodas' death, but yeah, they say every single 500 years, a baby is born with weird demonic chakra. And they come out to be pure evil all the time. Minato is in his head thinking if his son Naruto is that person. And he starts to get worried, knowing about the myths and legends, knowing how powerful the kid could be, and everything goes like that. So he decides to keep that a secret and discuss it later. So we go back to the story. Naruto just sliced the kunai in half with his demonic chakra. Minato uses this as an advantage, throws a kunai at the masked man, which phases through the masked man, but Minato decides to use that kunai later, which will be key. The masked man is still holding baby Naruto and decides to try to calmly away baby Naruto, which he's about to do until Minato teleports to that same kunai which he threw at the masked man, grabbing Naruto and going back to Kushina before teleporting away. And now the masked man, which is Obito, doesn't have Kushina, which means the Nine Tails isn't extracted. So Minato makes a shadow clone to go after the masked man while his original self seals away the Nine Tails. So yeah, Minato is sealing away the Nine Tails so the Nine Tails don't get out of Kushina during birth, which successfully happens. And basically, Obito retreats, seeing how he can't get the Nine Tails to his advantage of destroying Konoha, and decides to leave. When he leaves, before he leaves, he tells the Minato shadow clones that this won't be over and this isn't the last time you will see me. Which Minato keeps this in mind. But yeah, going back to baby Naruto and Kushina. Minato clone dispels and Minato gets back all of the information. But not Naruto, but Minato has to have a serious talk with Kushina. Kushina asks what this is about, and Minato explains about that demonic chocolate that Naruto used in that room. He tells her about the myth about a child that has demon-like powers, and we become very strong if he isn't treated perfectly. Yes, and I said perfectly. So yeah, when Kushina hears about this, she is nervous, seeing how basically her son will need everything he wants just so he doesn't go rampage and decides to become an evil killer. So Minato decides to keep this a secret for now he decides to just only tell the third Hokage and his sensei Jiraiya. Which they hold a council meeting, but not really, seeing how he only tells Jiraiya and Hiruzen. When they hear about this, they are all scared. They're all shocked and nervous, seeing how Naruto will either become a huge danger to the village or a huge asset to the village. So yeah, we do a time skip. For years. Naruto is alone in the forest since he wants to be alone by himself for now. Naruto is thinking what he wants to do because he just got finished training, so he's thinking about what he wants to do. And he's saying a Hokage is lame. Then he says a mercenary is cool, but it doesn't fit him. Then he gets an idea in his mind. Well, two of them. He has two ideas. He says, why doesn't he either become an assassin or why doesn't he just become a bad guy? Because he thinks that there's too many heroes in the world, and a bad guy doesn't sound too bad to him as he's thinking this. And then he gets knocked out of his thoughts when he hears a certain noise, like a teleportation noise. He turns around to see his father, Minato, in which Naruto looks exactly like this, but without the clothes, because this one looks stupid without the clothes. And he has the sword, but yeah, he looks the exact same as Meliodas. So yeah, back to the story. Naruto has started training with Minato at the age of 2. Yes, 2, since his powers are something to be recognized with, as you could say. And over the 4 years, the 2 years from when he was training from 2 years old, he found out his release that he only has, which is antimatter and dark release. Dark release is basically a release that controls all darkness, like shadows and everything else like that, and controls like when it's at night, it could control all the darkness and everything around the night and all the shadows and everything else like that. While his antimatter is able to, if he hits you with antimatter, it's able to dismember your body and just disintegrate it as soon as you touch it. It's like Kaguya's things, truth-seeking orbs, but that comes out of her hands. Well, no, Kaguya's rods, just like Nagato's, but gray. It's just like that, but it's way more faster to kill and it's more deadlier. So yeah, back to the story. Naruto is training with his father until Minato uses a jutsu. And I'm gonna give Minato fire release. So yeah, he says fire style, great fireball jutsu. Naruto pulls out a sword saying, he has a sword out already and is thinking what to do against this fireball. Until he hears a voice in his head saying, full counter. So he repeats this, slicing the sword at the fireball and saying full counter. When he does this, the fireball goes back at Minato at 2 times the speed and power. And Minato is shocked by this, and since he's caught off guard, he gets hit by the fireball. Naruto is happy about seeing how he just basically unlocked a new power and decides just to stop training and decides to work on his powers. And he knows about his releases and everything else. But he doesn't know about his demon form yet. Keyword yet. So this happens. Naruto, since he has chakra too, he creates a shadow clone. Naruto creates a shadow clone and the shadow clone starts making an antimatter ball. It looks like the Rasengan, but just antimatter ball. And it looks exactly like that. He rushes at Naruto, and Naruto just says full counter and sends it back at the shadow clone. Naruto is happy seeing how he could just control people's jutsu and send it back at them. So he is extraordinary. He is happy about this. Then Naruto thinks about it. He starts to meditate. He knows something is odd about him since he feels an overwhelming power inside of him but can't unlock it yet. This is when he goes into his mindscape. And yes, he goes into his mindscape and not just like meliodas, he sees himself, but he sees himself with black and purplish eyes. And he's in Meliodas' assault form. Yes, he's in his assault form in his mindscape. So yeah, when he sees this, he asks, who are you? Let's just call him Demon Naruto. Yeah, Demon Naruto just says, I am you, but I am where all your demonic powers come from. Which Naruto raises his eyebrow and says, what do you mean? Demon Naruto just says that, do you know the darkness that you used?